Hey guys, welcome to the Off Duty podcast, the one-stop shop where we talk love, work, pleasure, and how we are going to create the lives that we desire.
So, grab a beverage, get cozy, and let's get ready for today's conversation. Hi, listeners.
Hi everybody.
Welcome to our pod.
Welcome. We have finally made it.
We have made it, indeed. How has your week been?
My week's been good actually.
That's good.
Feel great. I feel
Wow, great.
like
Love that for you.
I think it's the 25 kicking in. 25's coming in like, hi, hello, hi. So I'm just, I feel great. How's your week been?
Not the same as yours. This week's been a bit draining at work. It's been a bit draining at work, but this weekend was nice. I hung out with my friend and we ate good food and we sang karaoke. And it was a nice weekend.
That's really cute.
It was a nice weekend. Cute. So I'm grateful for that.
What's your fun fact?
My fun fact for this week is that I have a note and I populate it with quotes that I like. So quotes, this is really not that fun. Quotes from that I read in books or that I see in like TV shows that my friends say that make me laugh or that make me cry or that make me think. And it's a bit of a hefty note. But I love that for me. I like reviewing them and going through them. And do you know what it is as well, is that when I write them down, so because I review them often enough, a lot of the time when the context, like when the right context comes for it to to be said, I always remember it. Or I'm just like, oh, wait a minute, I've got a great quote for this moment. And it's just a nice little, like, I don't know, it's a nice little hobby for myself.
Oh. Are you going to publish that book one day?
I do actually want to, like, make it a book. Like, just a book of quotes.
Can I please have my share? If you
ask me nicely, maybe you will.
I'm screaming.
Maybe.
I did not give you permission to use any of my
Okay, then I'll take your quotes out. You can't blackmail me.
Damn, I need to think of another tactic. I'm going to round up everybody and tell them.
What is your fun fact?
I was like thinking about this morning, and you know how you just said like, oh, yours wasn't a fun fact. I was gonna say, oh, one of my toxic traits, but that's not a fun fact. It's a toxic trait. Anyway, I ended up deciding. My fun fact is I'm scared of adrenaline. Look at this. Look at how my mind's jumbling up everything. I'm scared of heights, but I'm also an adrenaline junkie. And like my adrenaline junkie self just overpowers my scared of heights self. And so it just makes such a discombobulated combo because as I remember the time when I went to, did you do NCS?
I did.
So we went to NCS and climbed one of those high mountains. Yeah. We went up and I was looking down and I was like, oh, I can see the strap. It looks a bit lit. Anyway, I went up and I was anxious because I'm scared of heights. And I was like, you know what, let me just carry on. Got to the top, was fine. When I was coming down, I had the biggest panic attack. I think that's one of my first panic attacks that I can literally remember. Anyway, and then a few years down the line, I jumped out of a plane at 15,000 feet.
Wow. We love growth. We love growth.
Literally went from having a panic attack on a mountain to jumping out of a plane. So,
do you think that maybe they complement each other actually quite well? The fact that if you're scared, you have a bit of fear, and that adrenaline, it just heightens everything, maybe?
To be fair, that's probably it, because I really enjoy roller coasters, but like, when you're at that height, again, my fear of heights, my stomach is doing a lot, and also, this is a massive fear of mine, I always have really long braids, so I always feel like my braids are going to get stuck in like some of the roller coaster like metal, and then my head's just going to snap. So there's a lot of feelings that I'm there's a lot of emotions that I'm feeling. I'm scared I'm going to die from maybe jumping off and also snapping my neck.
Do you not think that maybe the hair would just be pulled out of your scalp as opposed to your neck being snapped?
No, because I'm like, I never thought of that.
You fear unlocked.
Wow.
That was amazing.
Thanks, Danny. That was my fun fact. I'm not telling you anything again. Anyway, give me a love note. Tell me a nice love note to literally help me, like, to soothe my spirit. Because that was deadly what you just did.
Okay, so my love note this week is from an Instagram account called Art of Loving, and they quoted someone called Tori Leto. So the love note says, I frequently say I trust myself in moments of not sure I'll make the right choice because my goal isn't to make the perfect decision. It's to make my own choices. It's trusting my intuition, my math, and living my values. It's knowing I'll take care of myself regardless of the outcome. Yeah, I think that really resonated with me because as someone who struggles to make decisions quickly, I'm a bit of a, what are they called? What do you call it?
You tell me. You tell me. I'm gonna rip my hair out, snap my neck. Indecisive?
Yeah, that's it.
Not me. Literally, this whole thing just went full circle. Oh.
I'm a bit of an indecisive person. And I think a lot of that kind of does stem from the fact that I doubt myself and I second guess my perspective on things too much. So I think this is just like that reminder to just trust yourself. You've only lived once. All you can bring to this decision is your experiences and your knowledge, and with that in mind, make the decision. And if it doesn't work out, it's fine. You know what I mean? There's that other quote. I think it's by. I think I wrote it down actually. I think it's by Nelson. It's a paraphrase from a Nelson Mandela quote. I think it says, "There is no fail, only succeed or learn." So, yeah, just try to make the best decisions.
Tell that to my tutor.
Oh,
There's no such thing as a fail. When I hand in my assignment,
you won't fail. Don't worry.
No, I won't.
So yeah. Oh, there's also something else that Kelechi Okafor. She said, every rejection is a redirection back to self. And again, I think that just ties into that idea that it's like not really a loss. It's just like it's a lesson. It's a reminder to just, okay, we just need a recalibration of whatever this is. If you need to slightly change tactics or change the trajectory of wherever it is that you're going, and yeah, just don't put so much pressure on yourself.
You made a really good point when you said that we aren't in vacuums, so we don't exist as just ourselves and then, oh, do you know what, I want to go jump out of a plane, I'll just do it. Because it's not that, because we're in a society where we're being gaslit. So when you've got so many different voices around you, listening to your own voice is something that can be quite hard and can be quite difficult. But I definitely feel like we are leaning more and more into it.
Yeah. Trying,
yeah. I was working with a lady, and I said to her, oh, by the way, I'm currently I'm transitioning from one job to another. I don't feel like I can do clinical nursing anymore because it's exhausting as hell. Yeah. And she was like, oh, you guys, your generation, this, that. I was like, listen, I'm proud of our generation because we are aware of the things that serve us and the things that don't serve us. Yeah. Like, we're able to listen to our gut instinct and be like, actually, I'm not being valued here.
And then doing something
about it rather than complaining day in and day out and being miserable as hell.
Yeah.
Because misery loves company.
That part.
Yeah, so I was like, not the one. No.
Yeah. What's your love note?
My love note for this week, I wanted to see if I could find a different one, but it's fine. It was tweeted by like kind of reposted.
Okay.
But the person that tweeted it was called Jacqueline Alabi, and basically she says, as a self-esteem rule, I stay away from people who try to humble me, people who go out of their way to show the world that I am not sliced bread. And basically, actually, I've paraphrased what she said. She says, people who go out of their way to show the world that you aren't sliced bread, that you can't be special. And so I added here at the end, like, go where you're celebrated. That was a mouthful, but long story short, listen, you are God's gift to mankind. I'm God's gift to mankind. You're God's gift to mankind. So if anybody ever has you questioning it, they just gotta go.
Go where you're celebrated.
Honestly, go where you're celebrated. This is one of my biggest themes for the next however many years. Yeah.
Thanks for sharing.
You're welcome. Thank you for sharing yours.
You're welcome. And yeah, guys, if you have anything that you saw that you might want to share with us, like, go ahead, like, put it on our socials, email us on our email. It's all going to be linked in the, what's the term of that? Author's notes, and also at the end.
Yeah, the episode description.
Episode description, that's right. I don't know where I got author's note from. Anyway.
Because you're an author.
That part, in case you forgot. That's the evolving kind.
How much is she paying? How much are they paying to sponsor this episode?
Exactly one host.
I'm screaming.
That's how much they're paying.
I'm so dead.
Should we get into this episode's pod huddle?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the theme, mi amigo?
So today we're going to be talking about the year compass. It's essentially like a bit of a review of the year sort of previous. Yeah. We're going to talk about our own reflections. We're going to talk about what the year compass is. We're going to talk about I guess some practical things in terms of planning the new year, our own reflections of our year and the year to come. And then we're going to get into the action points for a lazy person's guide to saving the world.
Yeah.
So do you want to start us off?
So I came across the year compass with on TikTok actually. It was Candice Braithwaite that made me aware of it. I find that we need it. Personally, like, my new year begins in spring, because why does a year start in the cold and it's dark and it's gloomy and it's raining
and the ground's hard
and everybody's also depressed? Like, you're surrounded by literally like a sea of depressed people. Do you ever see, like,
seasonal depression is real?
Like, seasonal depression is so real. But I came across this year compass, and it really made me think that we can't just go about life just because on vibes.
Because I mean, we can, but not just vibes.
To an extent. Reflecting on the previous years help kind of, they allow you to just sit with yourself and figure out what worked, what didn't work, what you need to take forward, what you need to leave behind.
Shape your future. Yeah,
so it's just important to just keep a record of life. And I was, like, to an extent doing something similar to that. I did something called a friendship review in previous years, where I kind of just sit down and look at the people who surround me, and I just kind of see what's good. Are we all on the same page? Is this working? And so I think the year compass just brought a whole lot of structure to what it is I was doing. So it wasn't just for my friendship, it was my finances, where I travelled, where what I'm doing in terms of my career, is this where I want to go? Because I think too often when we start the new year, we're like, new year, new me, but it's actually new year, better you, not new you, because there's great things about you that you need to take forward. So how are you actioning them?
Yeah. It's not about starting from scratch every single time.
Yeah.
I think of the year compass, I guess, and the idea of it as sort of like a bit of a course correction, which is essentially what you've just been saying. I feel like it's a bit of like a checkpoint. I think, I mean, all throughout the year, you're kind of going, whether you're going the right way or the wrong way, you're going. you're going. And it's like, if you do like the year compass or something similar to that, like, you're kind of just like, okay, wait, let me just sit down for a second, look at the map, where we're going.
Yeah.
Also just like, take a break and just take a load off for a second and just be like, okay, this is what I've been doing well. Congratulations to me. I've done, congratulate yourself, being kind to yourself, and in that similar way, also being like, okay, this hasn't been working very well. This hasn't led me exactly where I want to go, and so just realigning your efforts, because you don't want to just be working for nothing.
Yeah, definitely. And that's why I love it. I love like people who, I love people that do vision boards. I'm one of those people who I wish I could be a visionary and get like planners and get a textbook, a magazine, and cut out all these bits. However, like, you can have a vision board, but also you need action points. You need a framework in mind that takes you forward. Because I feel like for the last maybe at least 21 years of my life, I've kind of just been going about life. I know what I want to do, and I know where I want to go. However, I'm just going. I'm just on vibes.
I think at the same time, you do have to take into account, not just you as well, but just all of us, that at 21, we were 21. Before that, we were kids.
That's very true.
So it's like, now we're becoming adults and we do have a clearer vision of what we do want. And so now is the time to sort of start making those frameworks, as you've put it, just to support us and guide us to the life that we desire.
Yeah. Oh, honestly, I love it. And I think that's why I really resonate with spring. Spring is regrowth. It's not the birth. It's the leaves coming back. It's, you've withstood the cold, the harsh weather, but you've remained. You've stood there. You've what's the word? You've stayed resilient, really.
Persisted.
You've persisted, and lo and behold,
now you're emerging.
Yeah, now you're emerging, and so you're trying to think. Okay, so this year, climate change. You need to think about climate change. You need to think about how many more dogs are going to be in the park, and obviously trees can't do that, but as human beings, the year compass is that.
So should I read? I'm going to read the description of what the year compass is.
Yeah.
So it's actually a free resource. You can just go onto the website. If you type in year compass, you can go onto the website. You can do it online, or you can get a printable copy.
Yeah.
And you can print it A4. There's loads of different options. It's actually really accessible, hopefully. I'm hoping. So they have a bit of a description on it. It says, what is the year compass? It's a year compass, your very own year compass, to be exact. Well, wouldn't you know it?
Tell me more.
It's a booklet that helps you to reflect on the past year and plan for the next one. With a set of carefully selected questions and exercises, Year Compass helps you to uncover your patterns and design a great year for yourself. The booklet has 2 distinct parts. The first half will help you review and learn from and celebrate the year you're leaving behind. The second half, on the other hand, is all about the future. You'll be dreaming, planning, and preparing to get the most out of the new year. And I would say that it does, in fact, do what it says in the tin.
I'm screaming. I'm glad it says what it does in the tin. It's free.
And it's free, guys. Like, that's...
not many free things are of great quality.
This is so true.
Do you know what I was thinking? Do you know the first section of the year compass?
Yeah.
I was there thinking to myself, this is something that you can literally just do through the year, like, rather than waiting till, I guess it's nice, because when I was doing my 2022, when I was doing my 2022 one, let me tell you, I have a memory of a goldfish. I could not remember anything. And so I think it's probably worth, like, just having that page and maybe, like, keeping it close. The first page, isn't it? The first one where you're going back and looking over the past year, what you've done, what's gone well.
Yeah. Oh yeah, going through your calendar.
Going through your calendar.
You do the significant like things that happened in each year.
Yeah.
Each month.
Each month. Yeah, it's probably worth doing that. Like, you know, touching base like at the end of each month and writing down like, okay, this is what happened, and then you leave all the other little segments for the end of the year, and then because they kind of break it down into like the nitty gritty, like
the nitty gritty,
your friendships, relationships, hobbies. I use my Snapchat memories to actually help me do the year compass, and I actually did it with one of our friends, and it was really nice. It was very intimate.
It is a really intimate experience. Yeah, it's an intimate experience to just like, because I think all of these questions they do bring up quite a lot. I think because sometimes we don't naturally, I wouldn't say on most part, we don't naturally think about such things or phrase things in the way that I guess they're phrased in here. So it kind of talks about, let me see if I can find like a biggest surprise of the year, most important thing you did for other people. Like sometimes you don't really think about those things when you're reflecting in this way. So they're really good prompts just to like actually think. So it's not an hour thing that you do.
No,
it's not quick. It is something that you have to kind of sit down and like take the time to do, but it is worth it.
Yeah.
And it's always nice to kind of, because there's like, I'm pretty sure there's like also a bit where it's like, if there's anything else that you want to say or want to reflect on in the last year, or you just want to get out, this is just like, there's a whole page of that, and you just do that. And there's also a really nice page where you do like unrestrained dreams of like the future,
or your future or something along those lines. That's really cute.
It's a really nice page where you just everything you desire, you just put it down.
It's on it. When Candice was sharing it on TikTok, she was saying how some of the things that she wrote in her previous year compasses, they had come to fruition, and that this is how, like, I believe there's magic in writing things down, and there's magic in putting things out in the universe in like the physical sense, and also it's accountability. We can sometimes be like, I want to be closer to this person, or I want to spend more time with such and such a body. And then you do a review and you're like, oh,
actually I only spent 2 days with them this year, or 2 times I saw them.
Exactly. And it's like, you need to hold yourself accountable as much as it's a two-way street. But if you can put your hand up and be like, do you know what, I checked in with this person, I initiated and I created plans, however things just didn't work out, they didn't come to plan, you've done your part, and the rest is up to the universe to figure that out.
And even just like, life is really busy, you can get washed up, especially when you're doing, like, I found doing 9 to 5s, the months go so quick. The months go so quick, because it's like, you do 1 week, you're like, okay, I've got to do this for next week, I've got this assessment due, I've got this report to write by this week, and you kind of live like in this. I feel like sometimes it feels like a vacuum. It feels like you're living in there, and then only on the weekend I come out of it. I come out of the vacuum for like 2 days. Well, like 1.5 really, because I spend some of the time either sleeping, trying to catch up on sleep, and the other time just like hanging out with my friends. Anyway, and then as soon as Monday comes, or Sunday night when I'm about to go to bed, I just kind of like slip back into that vacuum, and it's not good vibes, guys. It's just not.
No, it's really not. So with that said, this isn't actually it's not necessarily from the year compass, but anyway, Danny, what was your favourite moment from last year? Give us a bit of your share with us a bit of your year compass. So.
Honestly, 2022 was a really nice year in terms of celebrations of different bits and bobs. There was a lot of nice moments in 2022. I have to say, one of the biggest highlights for me was my sister's wedding. She got married. Oh my gosh, she's in a new stage of her life. Love that for her. My sister's wedding was a big highlight. That was so much fun. It was obviously stressful leading up to it. But like the actual day was so beautiful. She looked amazing.
She did.
Like all of us at the front were just all crying. It was you know what? The sun was the weather was so nice. The
It
weather was lovely. The sun was shining. It was lighting up the path perfect. The food was good because it was Ugandan food
honestly.
Ugandan
food just never miss.
They can't. It's impossible.
It's impossible.
The music was good. I remember this one moment when we were coming back from the wedding, and it was like all the what do you call them? The groomsmen, and like the bridesmaids.
The bridal party.
That's
not me coming in with. Listen.
We're on the same wavelength today, fam.
Language is my thing now. It's no longer whatever.
She's a linguist.
I've been using Duolingo recently, y'all. So
love
that.
This
is not a paid ad, by the way. Duolingo, run me my money still.
There was this moment when we were coming back, all the bridal party.
I'm screaming.
we're in the car, and the best man was driving. And
how big was this car?
It was. I mean, American. The bridal party wasn't big, but also American cars are quite big. Do you know what I mean?
Oh my gosh! Everything in America
it's a tank.
Is big.
For what reason?
Remember that jerrycan of Captain Morgan? That was
my goodness.
I have never seen alcohol up. Do you know what's wild, right? They charged us this is irrelevant, but we were charged extra to have lettuce on our burger, and that's America for you.
But because the alcohol, to me, from my perspective,
from your personal professional opinion,
period, I felt like the alcohol was more expensive than like actual healthy food.
Yeah, that's it. That goes to back up my point of you pay for lettuce. Have on your burger.
It was honestly, being over there was such an odd experience. It was my first time in America. I generally don't have a desire to go to America really. I have always wanted to go to New Orleans, to be fair, but New Orleans and Hawaii. But yeah, now my sister's there. I have more reason to go now, so maybe I will go. Anywho. We're driving down.
Come back to the story.
We're driving down an empty road. We were blasting music. I remember we played some like Burna Boy and just some Amapiano, and like we were all just, you know, that moment where you're like, you know, like that coming of age feeling.
Yeah.
It was like that.
Oh.
It was such a lovely evening. Yeah. Grease, girl.
Oh my god.
Greece. I feel like we will always mention Greece. Greece was amazing. That was such a big highlight.
I feel like we've been seeing a lot of Greece, but we've never really like gone into it. What was the thing that stood out the most to you in Greece?
Okay. One thing? Can I say two?
Say however many you want.
Okay.
Okay, as a context, so Greece was a group holiday.
Yeah.
It was how many of us? Like 10? Was it that many people? Approximately 10 people. We went for my birthday. We went to Corfu. Booked this incredible villa on top of a hill.
Oof.
I think it was like the height. Because we could see it from the boat that we rented.
We did. We could, yeah.
That's all you need to know. It was a great time.
That was one of my highlights, actually. So 2 was the party, that impromptu party that we had.
Oh my days.
That was so much fun. That was so much fun. Oh my goodness. Everyone was just like, we were all just chilling, and then all of a sudden we were just all dancing. Like, we were just vibing, playing games.
Was that the time we had the private chef?
No. Wait.
We had...
Was it?
No, because the thing is, there's a party that we had on the night that everyone arrived. That's when was that the night we're playing all the games?
Was it? I don't think
just meshed into one.
It was just all a big, like...
Do you remember that time we got stuck on that hill? Like that really steep hill?
There's got to be lows so there can be highs.
Oh my gosh.
That was so scary. That was so scary.
Honestly.
And it was scary for us. I can't imagine the actual drivers who were trying to get up the hill.
Dude, when I tried to move that car, there was a point at which, like, do you know how anxious people go and like they start shaking their tapping their leg and stuff.
Yeah.
The leg on my clutch, the leg that was on the clutch was just shaking like that, and I was like, oh.
She's feeling a bit of anxiety.
A bit of anxiety on a steep hill, and the thing is, there's no border, nothing.
No.
It was literally just,
and it was just like a fold to turn.
Yep.
It was so
and
wild.
And did a whole U-turn, a 3-point turn.
She's a driver.
we need to go back to this hill and take a video so that people can know, like.
Do you know what I mean? It was actually mad, guys. It was
we just
so
need to book
crazy.
the whole villa again. Do it again.
Do you know what I mean? Just to check. Just to double check. Do you know what I mean?
The vibe check.
Yeah.
I hear the.
So yeah, that lovely like little party that we did on each other night, and the second was obviously the yacht. Like,
Oh
that
my
was
days! That was incredible.
We really shook our asses on a yacht because that was so much fun.
One day, when we get the courage to post these pictures, we will break the internet. Not even like Kim Kardashian break the internet. We'll just break.
It'll just be pieces.
Pieces. Nothing left.
There'll be nothing left. The internet will be down.
Done. Mark Zuckerberg won't know what to do.
Did Mark Zuckerberg make the internet?
No, he didn't. No. But I'm saying because we post on Instagram and
Oh, okay. I see,
maybe not Facebook because I've got too many aunties and uncles on there. So I don't know. I don't think they'll appreciate my ass in 4K.
Wow.
Nah, Greece was incredible.
Greece was so much fun. What were some of your highlights? I feel like I'm talking for each.
No. Greece. Oh my gosh.
Greece
was a movie. This is why I think Greece really like cemented the idea that of traveling with groups, traveling with friends especially. I've never experienced such a high.
No.
Despite like all the kerfuffle and the commotion, the whole thing was just incredible. I have this video of like a sun. I think it was a sunrise, and I woke up. Excuse me. The friend that I was sharing a room with we were just there, just taking in this whole thing, and then the bits that people were doing on the balcony, jumping into the pool at night.
Oh my god, that was so much
everything,
fun.
and like hosting. There's just so many funny videos that they will just actually never see the light of day. But Greece is incredible. Another highlight. There was just so many highlights from last year. I went to Nyege for the first time.
How was Nyege?
Oh my gosh, Nyege is a festival in Uganda. Oh, sorry, we were.
I was about to say, what is Nyege?
Oh my gosh.
For those that don't know.
Nyege is a festival in Uganda that's hosted. I don't know what the translation of it is, but it's a bad word. It's a bad word in Uganda.
It's a naughty word, guys.
Naughty. Shouldn't be saying it out loud.
So we proceed to say it like
proceed
times.
to sing it. It was incredible. It's basically the Glastonbury of Uganda, really. I went with two good friends of mine. It was literally surrounded by waterfalls. The festival was actually cancelled like a few days before, but then it was started again. But apparently it's part of the marketing campaign. Who knows? Anyway, Nyege, incredible. New York, oh my gosh, I don't shut up about New York, but I fell in love. Like, I fell in love. In this lifetime, I need to live in New York.
Wow.
I have to live in New York, and I'm going to live in New York.
Period.
Whether that's next year, in 2 years from now, tomorrow, definitely not tomorrow, but in this lifetime, New York was incredible. I've never seen a city like... I don't like the city because whenever I think of city, I think of London, and like the way London is, what is it, marketed?
Yeah,
it's a lie. It's a big fat lie. Just the whole. It's just this combob. Do you know what just popped into my head? That time we were going to Amsterdam and the struggle that was.
Oh my goodness.
Just pure chaos.
London it's just not for me personally either.
So when I went to New York, I went thinking it's literally gonna be like London,
but on absolute steroids.
It's
gonna smell. And there's gonna be rats running around.
There were rats running around though. It was just beautiful. Like the city. What is it? The city. When you see the skyline at night, gorgeous. Yeah. I appreciated how efficient the public transport was and how well organized it was. Oh,
I wonder if New York people would agree with that.
The thing is,
New York people. I'm screaming.
And the thing is, New York is so expensive. So living there right now, I definitely don't feel like I would enjoy it as much as I did as a tourist.
Right.
So I'd have to live there once I'm neck deep in my bag.
Period.
Which will be soon.
Very soon.
So yeah, New York, Greece, and yeah. What was your biggest lesson of 2022?
Biggest lesson is kind of linked to the Love Not Actually. It's about advocating for myself. It's about trusting my perception of my experiences, that my interpretation of people's behaviors and people's behaviors is correct. Like that is what is happening. And as a response to that, making sure that I'm advocating for myself and not just being like, whoa, that's really weird, and then kind of finishing it there. That was my biggest lesson of 2022, personally. Yeah. What about you?
For me, peace is something that you have to give to yourself. No one's going to give it to you. And that's why this year I'm going to war for my peace. I want peace. Although violence can be justified in some reason, in some
everything in moderation.
Everything in moderation. But peace, I definitely in abundance, in tenfold, over and over again. So yeah.
I feel that, girl.
Because people,
How's it going?
How's it going? It's hard. Because nobody's wanting to give it to you.
That part.
You've
got to wrestle.
Yeah. Listen.
I swear there's something in the... No, let me not even start. Let me just end that in a thought right there.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish peace for everybody, and I also wish peace for myself.
Yeah. What are you bringing into 2023?
2023. There's 9 months left of this year.
Whoa.
9 months. I want courage. I want the same courage that I want the same courage that had me jumping out of a plane in my life. I need that same courage about the things I want to pursue, my projects. I want that same courage in terms of risk taking. To be fair, I am a risk taker. But I need to be more serious. I need to be a serious risk taker and just be like, listen.
Not a part-time one.
Not a part-time. Full-time risk taker. I just want more adventure. More adventure this year.
Yeah.
More adventure. Yeah. How about you?
I want to bring celebration. Like how much celebration there was in 2022. I want to just continue that and then just magnify it some more.
Amen. And
just be celebrating everything. Myself, my friends, my loved ones, my achievements. I think I downplay myself a lot. So it's one of them where it's no, every little thing, I'm going to celebrate it.
Exactly.
I'm going to celebrate that-ish.
Exactly.
So yeah, I want the year to be filled with just happiness and joy and...
There's a quote by Mariam Husna. Oh, I'm gonna misquote it right now, but she was basically saying how she was saying, "He who binds himself to joy, something about won't find joy, but something about joy being fleeting and just basking in the fact that this is what it is, and it doesn't take away from the fact that it doesn't mean that life is crap or anything. It's joy will come, it will go, but it's always around. Like that. I really did. I battered that. I definitely battered that.
I think I got what you were saying. Yeah. So we're gonna get into that. Is that the conclusion of the pod holo today?
Last one.
Okay.
Last question. What are you leaving? What did you leave behind last season? We won't say 2022. Last season. So actually, sorry. We're at the end. Ideally, business years go in quarters, and so because we're in March, we're nearing the end of the first quarter. So, in terms of 2022 and also this season, what are you leaving behind, and what are you taking with you for the next 9 months or the future?
Well, what I'm leaving behind is...
You tell me what you're leaving behind.
I'll tell you right now what I'm leaving behind. I'm leaving behind self-doubt. I'm leaving behind third guessing, fourth guessing, fifth guessing, and then sixth guessing myself. and then doing the opposite of what my gut wants to do.
That sounds like a fight. That sounds like you going to war for your peace. I still
girl,
still walking away.
Because the thing is, all that turmoil, it sits in my gut. It sits in my gut. It's internal, and it's me who's suffering. It's me who's suffering. This
life to suffer.
Dun, dun.
If a polo ball, you literally cannot eat. Do people listen? She was. What's it called? She was good with the words. I can't even talk. But you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean.
Yeah, you shouldn't come to this life suffer. Sorry, as you were saying.
No, just that. Very much just that.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
What about you? What year?
What am I leaving behind?
Yeah,
what I'm leaving behind is forgetting, playing small.
Mm.
Playing small because it's not served me. So much of my life up until this point, I feel like, not that I've been living for other people, because that's not true. I think I just allow others to do as they please. Or would it be? I don't think it's doubting myself. It's just playing small and just thinking, just kind of folding myself and slicing myself down. And not her favorite quote.
I've got a quote.
Take it away, Danny. Take it away.
Right. Okay. I hope I don't just misquote this now. Right. Give me two.
Okay. So while you find this quote, yeah, I'm just tired of I think Black women in general, we break ourselves down so we can be bite-sized for people, and so I'm tired of playing small.
I found the quote.
Go on. This better be good.
I actually don't know who said this. My note says unknown, so yeah, there you go. Whoever said it, shout out to you. It says, stop breaking yourself down into bite-sized pieces. Stay whole and let them choke. Mic drop.
Whoa. No, yeah. Definitely.
And that's that.
Definitely.
That is that on that.
So yeah, I'm gonna stop playing small, and we should all stop playing small.
Yeah.
It's not a cute look, guys.
Yeah.
And yeah, that takes us to our action points. Right. So, just a little reminder. Should I remind people what the Lazy Person's Guide is?
Yes, ma'am.
So, the Lazy Person's Guide to Saving the World is basically about us saving ourselves and, in turn, saving the world through being better people and showing up and being good citizens. That's a big word.
Showing up for ourselves so we can show up for the environment that we're in.
Yeah. What's your action point?
My action point is to do with the compass. It is about I guess it's a way that we can perhaps formulate our plans, a way that we can structure the goals that we have to hopefully make them more achievable. So it's an acronym that I'm sure so many people have heard about and or maybe have seen around. So it's SMART goals. It's an acronym. So it stands for S is for specific, M is measurable, A is achievable, R is relevant, and T is time bound. So if we start from S, specific, so that's about making sure that the goal that we are making is a very specific one, not just a sort of general thing. So an example I can give is that if someone wants to have a better vocabulary, for example, that's a goal you have, but it's not very specific. There's not really any plan or any indication of what you want to do to actually get there. So with the SMART goal, what we'll kind of direct you to, we'll say, okay, you need a specific goal. So I want to, perhaps a way that you can have better vocabulary is by reading. So I want to read more books, right? And even more specific to that, you can say, I want to read one book a month. And even more specific to that, you can say, okay, if reading one book a month is what I want, I'm going to be reading a certain amount of pages a day before I go to sleep or when I first wake up. And that's a specific goal. To make it measurable, I guess we've already kind of talked about in the specific bit, is saying that I want to read one book a month. So at the end of the month, you can say whether or not you have achieved that thing, right? It's a measurable goal. Achievable is about whether you have the resources to attain that actual goal. So do you have the time to read that many pages or that many books a month? Do you have the books? Do you have the money to get the books? Do you have the facilities to read, if it's the phone or whatever? Yeah. So kind of just making sure that you have those things put in place. R is for relevant. So is the goal that you're like, are the books, for example, in this example, are the books relevant to getting you like a better vocabulary? Like, are they books that have words or have concepts or whatever that aren't in your like maybe day-to-day vernacular? So it's like got actual words that you can learn from, essentially. If so, perfect. If not, readjust. And then time bound, T's for time bound. Again, that's just about making sure that you have a time frame that you can kind of go back and review. So if you say maybe like every year you're gonna like, I don't know, like at the end of the year rather, you're gonna review it. Have you managed to read one book a month? Have you readjusted, and then have you met that goal? If not, what can you do differently, etc., etc. So yeah, SMART goals are just a way to just direct your efforts, make the plan for the goal so that you can actually achieve it. And not be disappointed and become self-deprecating because you've not achieved something that you want.
Yeah.
It's a way of directing yourself. So for the action point, make yourself a SMART goal. Figure out something that you want to do, and then go through that acronym and make it something that is actually achievable for yourself.
And do you know what I like about SMART goals? I don't necessarily use the same template or framework because I feel like because I have to do lists for say each day and week and then month of things I want to be completing, it kind of breaks that down that way. But with SMART goals, you're giving yourself the best chance to do something and actually see it through. And with anything that you want to do in this life, if you can like put your hand up and be like, do you know what, I did my level best, and you basically set yourself up to win. Like if you set yourself up to win, like you said, when Nelson Mandela said on Kalechi, there's no such thing as failing because you've learned skills, you've learned something that you can take from the situation, and it'll hopefully serve you much better in the future. My action point.
Yes. What is your action point?
It's not even much of an action point. It's very much. It's not. It is an action point. Is it? Anyway, so this is what the action point is. Use the year compass again, like similar to Danny. Print out the year compass. Onto my typos. Print out the year compass. And the first page is basically reviewing the year. So instead of waiting until the end of the year to do it, at the end of each month, write down the things that have stood out to you each month, and then you'll have that to start with at the end of the year to kind of go back and to complete the rest of the year compass. And but remember that you slice bread. Give yourself the best chance to win. And you've got this.
You have got this. And ultimately, if the year compass isn't something, if it's not in a format that works for you, it's just about doing something to that effect. It's doing something that just facilitates you sitting down and actually really thinking about what's happened and how you can try and shape your future. That's all it's all really about. And so just making sure, trying to do that is what we're trying to say.
Oh, I just thought of something. There's a book I'm currently reading called The Road Less Travelled. It's by a guy called Scott Peck, and he basically says that the issue with human beings, he dragged me, by the way. He dragged my ass. He was saying that we don't face our problems, and because we don't face our problems, we end up, obviously it's not as black and white as that, but we end up creating our own issues because we don't face up to what's going on. And so in terms of like the year compass and reflecting or just choosing whichever avenue works for you, you need to sit down and do it. One thing I'm avoiding right now is doing my financial review, and I need to just sit down and face my front. I'm out here telling people to do all these things, but listen, if people do the year compass, I'll do my financial review.
There's a pact.
There's a pact. So yeah, just face. You save yourself so much like grief and inner turmoil by just getting stuff done.
Yeah.
I kind of went off the tangent.
We believe in you.
I'm screaming.
And we're all growing together, and that's the thing. It's like we're saying, you know, this is what we know. Logically, this will be helpful.
Yeah.
And so we're also trying to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're all growing together.
Exactly.
So yeah.
But yeah, it's been lovely talking to you.
It's been lovely talking to you, Penny. As always.
As always. If you guys want to continue the conversation about ways that we can reflect and actually
plan for our future.
Plan our future.
So we can be bad beasts together.
Literally. Because there's so many different ways. There's people that do vision boards, this, all these different things. Tell us your ideas so we can share to people, because not everybody works the same way.
Yeah.
And you don't know who you could be making a millionaire screaming. You could be, actually. You could be saving somebody the hassle because they're able to find like a unique thing that helps them become more productive and actually makes sense to me. Anyway.
So thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening.
We can carry on the conversation on our social. Our Instagram is @theoffdutypod, and then our email is offdutypodsubmissions@gmail.com. So yeah, let's carry on the conversation, guys, and have a fabulous week.
Have a fabulous week, peoples.
Bye.
Bye.